Okay, this is going to be a pretty quick video. I made a video about replacing bent pins, broken pins in the US top loader, and I thought the AV Famicom was going to be similar. However, when I started looking at it, the pins do not come out the bottom, and I seen that, I was like, oh man, this is going to be impossible to replace unless you replace the whole thing. However, if you take the shield off, the pins actually come out through the top. As you can see, I've got one of them pulled, and the one across from it also needs to be pulled as it's bent back too far. So it does look like these are also replaced in a similar way. You just got to push them up through the bottom. So that was a close one, but yes, it is doable, just like the US top loader, only a little bit different. Let me rephrase that. Matter of fact, since they come out through the top, that makes me think what we could do is pull the shield and desolder the pin or pins that are broken and push those through without taking the whole connector off of the board. That would reduce the cost of the repair quite a bit. Right now I'm charging $30 plus $1 per pin, but if all I have to do is take off it, push it out through the top and not desolder all that, then I don't know, it may not even be maybe a few bucks a pin. That would be awesome. I'm gonna have to try that next time. See if I can show you what I'm doing here. I'm just taking number 3 out. I'm just going to grab onto the bottom, push it up, and eventually just lets loose. Comes right out the top. That is excellent. That's very easy. I really want to try it without removing the connector next time, just because my only concern was maybe I wouldn't have enough of that pin to grab onto from the bottom of the motherboard and push it up far enough, but it looked like it came loose pretty well, and there's no like little locking tabs on the pin itself. Looks like just a little raised portion right about there to keep it in place. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, silly me, of course I'm going to have a chance to do it the easy way, because I'm going to use the parts board to pull 2 good pins to put into the customer's unit. Might have to remove the heat sink. Some of these pop off pretty easy, some of them don't. There's 4 tabs on each side of the connector that kind of need to be bent out to release it sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. But I'm thinking yes. I'm not real worried about messing it up. The metal shield, I mean. Now, those are not easy to get to. When I pulled the whole thing off, I just went in from the bottom and this got in between. Real like easy, but obviously I can't do that here. Let me work on this a little bit. Okay, it just seems like if I just got like a broken tip X-Acto knife here, the end is broken off, but if I can slide it right down in there next to it, wiggle it in, oh shit, I just broke it off more. Pry it from the side like that. See if I can get the other ones done here real quick. The back side was impossible to do with the heatsink in the way, and it wasn't going to pop off without back 4 tabs. being released. Also, the capacitor was right in the way of this last tab, but now that they're all been out of the way, that just pops right off. Now I can desolder a couple pins. Let's see. If I look at the connector I pulled, it looks like 4 of them are bent on the outsides. You go in one, it'd be like pin 2 and what, 29, 31, and 59. But then also 8 of them in the very center are bent or as keepers, so that when you insert it, it just doesn't fall right back out. And then that made it hard to remove the whole connector. But I don't think it should make a difference as far as replacing anything. I'm just going to go for the outside pins here. The only other thing that makes a difference is if the pin is connected to a power or ground plane. Make it a little harder to get hot. Okay, here it comes. Let's see if I can push these out. That's as far as I can go with needle nose. You can see they are just barely sticking up there. Beautiful. Just came right out. Oh, that is beautiful. That makes it so much easier than the US top loader. I don't know why they didn't do it like that. So now I can put these into the customer's connector. Perfect. The only thing I can think is I wonder if you'd have any problems pulling them down. Because I wouldn't want to put too much force from the top, as you might bend it. But it's got to be better than removing the whole thing. I think that'll do it for this video. There's not much left to see. I'm just going to do some more soldering and put the shield back on, test it out. And we have it all back together, tested and working. Excellent.